Hey everybody, F64 here, and welcome back to another episode of Chill Build Sundays. So when we left off, we'd been working on this little lounge up here, and I haven't done any work on this since our last episode, and also there's a reason I'm not turning night vision on. I'll explain in a second. Actually, I'll turn it on for now. Last episode we got some of these booths situated. Jesus, it looks like we did like no work last episode, but I don't know. I think we got a little bit done. Like I know what I'm gonna do up here now, so that's good. But yeah, Essie, last episode, Essie, I love you. She had some great suggestions for up here. She wants us to build a little bar. And then what was the other thing? Oh, she suggested that I change stuff like this. Actually, hold on. Hold on. If I do red wool. No, wrong thing. If I grab this, then I can put that there, and then if I get a fence and put it on top, I already had a fence in my inventory, damn it. See, it's a carpet. It works just as well, because I was bitching about not being able to place a carpet underneath the fence, you know, which was dumb. I can't believe I didn't think of that. But yes, Essie, thank you for the suggestions. I'm definitely going to try out a little bar at some point, because I do like that idea. But for now, what we're gonna do is work on the lighting a little bit. That's why my my night vision was off. Let's get some milk actually to cancel out the night vision. But yeah, so the lighting in this room I actually kind of dig, and we're gonna work on lighting throughout the whole first floor today. Maybe if we get around to it. But the main thing that we really need to focus on is the dining area over here. This one also needs a lot of lighting, because this I want to be a very like bright room. While these two can both be a little bit darker because it's supposed to be classy and like it's not super, it doesn't need to be like super well lit, you know. So in here the lighting isn't that bad. I actually think that it might be good up here, although maybe some more stuff up in the corners would be good. Maybe some like hidden lights up there, and maybe some little like base wall lights down here, you know. I think that'd be pretty good. But today we're gonna be focusing in here because this is the one that needs the most work. I actually kind of dig it in here. I like kind of dark lighting stuff. Which is totally what this is. Like it's nice and moody in here, and it feels classy and nice. And the blue and the white on the walls mixed with how dark it is in here is really nice. Like, I don't know, this is cool. But as you can see right here, this bit is a little bit too dark. So I was thinking that one thing I could do about that is maybe put some candles on these tables. Ooh, that could be cool. Yeah, candles on like every table could be cool. Oh shit, hold on, some of these do have wool on them, or yeah, wool carpets on them again, which again, freaking wool carpets, I can't place shit on top of those, and it annoys me very much. Let's see. Okay, so actually it looks like the main thing I was going for was without the carpets on top, but I do really like that, and I think I want to go with carpets on top. So never mind, we won't go with candles. This almost looks like a casino table, like where you'd play blackjack or whatever. I don't actually know shit, but like those green coated tables for board games and shit. Oh god, I just spit all over my pop filter. Ugh. But yeah, okay, one idea that I had for lights in here, we could do, let's grab this, and then we can also grab one of those, and we'll do like little lamp things. I think I like that idea. Oh god, it's so hard to even tell what I'm doing at all. And for you guys, I'm sure it's even worse, because YouTube is like, haha, I see there's brightness in your video. Let me just get rid of that. Because who needs light in a video, dude? Who needs to see what's happening? It is really weird, though. YouTube just likes to fuck with the gamma on videos. And I don't know why. Like, it's just, I guess they compress it. They use their own compression methods. I mean, of course they do. Like, those people, the fucking YouTube servers are ridiculous. They get uploaded something like, it's like 1 million terabytes a day or something. I don't think it's quite that much, but it's something stupid like that for YouTube, so their data centers must be ridiculous. So I can't really blame them for compressing their videos further. Like, obviously they need to do that, but they do it weirdly so that the gamma gets a wee bit fucked. So I might have to gamma up this episode, or at least the first little bit, so you can tell what's going on at all. But yeah, I actually really dig the lighting in here right now. Like, I need to lock the time outside so that it's always midday, but in here right now, look at that. That is like, ooh, that is really good. Lighting is something that can very much make or break a building in Minecraft, and a lot of people don't think about lighting at all. So that's why I want to take like a whole episode here, focus on it a little bit, work on it. There we go. But yeah, so one thing I want to talk about this episode is the change that I'm going to make in this series. I talked about it a little bit last episode when we were talking about how I was going to change up the channel, but now I want to talk specifically about how I'm going to change up this show. So, as I mentioned last episode, my main thing is that I am now going to start I wish I could put like slabs up top here. I'm gonna start actually building shit in real life, and the plan is the video will start off with me wandering around town or driving around town when I get my car. Actually, I have a car. I just need to get a license. God damn it! I have my permit. Just gotta get my license, which is pretty soon. But yeah, when I get that, I'll like drive around and find cool, neat shit to build. Or maybe I'll walk around downtown. I don't know. There's some interesting stuff in my town, though, so that should be plenty of content. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be... If I start that series before I get a car, it's going to be a little bit awkward. Because, like, people who do public vlogging, I don't understand that shit. Just, like, walking around with a camera 3 inches from your face, and you're like... There's an A in there. You're just, like, talking to yourself. That shit... I don't know, I don't want to do that, but being in a car and like doing what the food review channels do without the terribleness, actually I have nothing against food review channels, they're just kind of gross, and I don't know, sometimes they're gross. Like, have you seen those food review channels where they're eating like way too close to their camera and they're oh boy, I don't know, some of those can be really bad, but I've actually stumbled across a few of those in my journey through YouTube. Like, sometimes I'll just randomly surf through YouTube for hours, and I went through like a couple hours, probably not a couple hours, but one time I was doing that and I came across a bunch of food channels and watched them, and they're all like the same formula, and it's weird. But what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, I'd wanna do something like that for the chill build thing. Like, I'd drive around, talk a little bit while I'm driving around, and then I'd find a thing and I'd get out and I'd shoot some B-roll of it so that there was like footage to accompany the building, and so if I wanted to refer back to something, I could look at the B-roll and show some of the B-roll in the video. I think that would make for a cool video, and it would do the kind of thing that I'm hoping to switch my channel over to, which is like mixing live action and gameplay content. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'd like some input on it, because I don't know, I think that people will enjoy that, like building real life stuff. I think that would make for a really interesting building show. But I don't know, I've been watching some weird shit on YouTube. Like, no, that's not what I've been doing, but I feel like I have a weird taste in videos, and I don't want to just like make weird ass content and then people are like, what the hell? Because I do a lot of standard content, and then if I start making weird shit like that, which isn't necessarily all that weird, it's just really different. If I start making stuff like that, people might be like, what the hell, I don't want to watch this, I want to watch just kind of standard stuff. But yeah, let me know what you want. It'll still be a similar format to how I'm doing it right now, where I just build and just talk about whatever the fuck I feel like talking, how I usually do when I just do like live commentaries. And yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun, and I'll still keep it like my main series where I just talk to you guys one-on-one and just do some building, because my other stuff is all, for the most part, except for Downright Dumb, gonna be pretty highly edited from this point on, I hope. And yeah, so the reason I'm doing that, I did a video a while back called like Let's Talk or something, where I was talking about the future of the channel and how I'd like to continue doing this through college, but I need it to be like somewhat more worth it. Like, I'd like to make a little bit off of it, and so I've been really trying to kick my channel into gear so that before I go off to college I can kind of get more of a viewer base, because I just want to make more unique stuff so that it's easier for people to find and be discovered, you know. And also, it's just really fun. Like, it's a lot more work, but it's worth it, because making this shit is really fun. Doing live action videos is so fun. Like, I did a skateboarding video today, and you'll see what it is. Actually, I talked about it a little bit last time, so a lot of people already know what it is. But it's going to be Ollie Ollie. I'm going to play the game Ollie Ollie, and then I'm going to try and do the skateboard tricks in real life. And I already recorded the skateboarding part, and I know how I'm going to do the gameplay, so it's all planned out. But I recorded the skateboarding today with my boy Chase, the guy from Downright Dumb. A lot of you guys probably know him. But yeah, I recorded it with him. We actually shot it like really well. Like, it looks better than a lot of skate videos out there, and part of the joke in the video is that it's supposed to look, it's like kind of parodying skate videos, because there are some really dumb skate channels out there. Like, there are some cool ones too, but there's a lot of garbage skate channels that are just like, stop doing that. Let's see, I'm trying to find some colored glass that I can maybe put around this, like this tall one, so it looks a little bit different. Maybe some blue, that looks kind of cool. But yeah, so I hooked up a GoPro and had Chase ride next to me while I was skateboarding for a little bit, and I'm atrocious at skateboarding. Like, I can do it, but I'm stumbling around, and I try to do tricks. At one point, I fell off some railing into a bush and fell like quite a bit. You'll see in the video. But yeah, it was really goofy. But we actually got really good quality. Like, I have a GoPro for that, and we used at least 2 shots, at a few points 3 shots for everything that I did, to make it look really nice. And it's just a lot of fun to produce that kind of stuff. So I'm enjoying it. But why was I talking about all this? Oh yeah. So if you're enjoying the big old change in the quality of stuff on this channel, just keep in mind that I do have not a Kickstarter. I do have a Patreon page, and like, you don't have to feel like you need to donate to that. I'm not expecting most people to. It's just if you watch a lot of my content and you have some extra money to spend, and you're feeling generous, that would be much appreciated, because I do want to try and kind of kick this into gear. I'll probably keep doing it through college, regardless of whether or not I make some money off of it. But it would be ideal if during college the things I was spending my extra time on were also kicking in some money towards keeping me alive, because that's useful. But yeah, so I've realized, well, I've like figured out more of my future plans since I made that video about like how I need to do a Kickstarter, not a Kickstarter, god damn it, a Patreon page, and all of that stuff. I figured things out a little bit more. I figured out that I'm gonna go to the Colorado Film School and study editing and hopefully some directing, cinematography. I just kind of want to do everything, all of that shit. But yeah, so I've decided that I want to go there for sure. There's too many lights in this damn place. Let's get rid of these top ones. But I've decided that I want to go there, and the schedule there is actually like really open and really nice. So essentially how they do it, I believe, at least for the editing majors, which is what I'll be majoring in, is editing. But for them, what they do is it's Monday and Friday are school, like that's when we have classes, and then the rest of the week, the other 3 days of the week, are workshop, where we work on projects, and we're all given access to the school's resources. And they have some really fucking nice stuff. Like, they have red cameras. What are they called? I think they have 3 of the like $6,000 red cameras, or am I thinking of somewhere else? I'm not sure. They have really nice equipment though, so that's gonna be a ton of fun. And so, but in those 3 days where I have essentially off, well, no, not essentially off, I'm going to be doing work, but in those 3 days where I'm doing stuff for school, I should be able to also get some uploads in. So I realized that I will probably be able to continue this channel through college. It won't be near as much as it is now. Like, I'm uploading like fucking crazy right now. But I will continue it regardless, probably, hopefully, we'll see. But I still do want to make it kind of like a viable financial thing, you know? Oh, here's an idea. What if we connected this to the top? God damn it. I'm sure there's a command. One of you command block scrubs, and I know you're watching. I get comments all the time like, you fucking idiot, it would be much easier if you just use this command block command. And I do actually really appreciate people who do that. Like, that shit's helpful a lot of times. But if anyone can tell me how to get always on glowstone lamps, not normal glowstone. Actually, normal glowstone is always on regardless. But if you could tell me how to get always on glowstone lamps without a lever, that would be very good. Very, very, very helpful. That looks like shit. I gotta think a little bit. It's weird, when I've been doing these commentaries recently, my Chill Build Sundays, like, I haven't been doing long scale, like 20-minute videos where it's just me talking a lot recently like I used to. And by the way, speaking of stuff like that, Tales from the Borderlands, that was a burp. It was hard to tell because it sounded weird as fuck. Tales from the Borderlands is coming back. That I'm gonna fucking finish that series. I've been working so much on other stuff that it's hard to make room for things like that. I'm really not sure how the hell to do this. Like, I don't know. I like what I've got right now. I like how this feels. Also, why did I turn night vision on? What the fuck was I talking about? I don't remember. I like how this looks right now, but I feel like, there's too many of these damn lamps. There's too many of them. What if I varied the height in them a little bit, and maybe I could make them look like slightly different? They just need to look more interesting, because it's just like a fucking light on a stick. I can't talk. A light on a stick right now. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, recently, when I've been doing commentaries like this, like the Chill Build Sunday stuff, my chest starts to hurt, because I usually don't talk this much for this long a period of time. And like, a lot of people underestimate how difficult it is to just keep fucking talking for 20 minutes to yourself while playing a game. Because, like, not only, and I've talked about this a little bit before, and a lot of people are just like, that's bullshit, you're just talking. But really, like, first of all, you're splitting your brain power. Like, you have to play the game and also think about what you're going to talk about, especially if it's improvised. Like, I just jump in, fucking hit the recording button. I don't know what I'm going to build ahead of time usually. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about 90% of the time. And then I just go for it. And so I'm having to think about stuff live while I'm recording. Like, think about what I'm going to talk about. And then I also have to, like, focus on building a little bit and split my attention. And that's tricky. And when I do Goofs and Giggles stuff, it's highly edited. So it's, like, it's easier to do that, you know? But yeah, recently when I've been... Well, with Goofs and Giggles stuff, it's not easier to do it because it's highly edited. It's easier to do it because, and a lot of people don't know this, the way I do that is I sit down, I record, and I only commentate when something interesting happens. And then in my editing software, I can see where the little audio visualizer spikes, you know? Oh, I'm missing something here. I can see where the visualizer, like spikes, you know, when, like, there's audio going on. And then I just cut directly to that, so I don't have to talk very much. But when I've been doing stuff like this recently, I get like my chest starts hurting. It's weird. I don't know, dude. I gotta do some more stuff like this. What I really need to do is start streaming again. That's what I really need to do. This is not really... Alright, welcome back. My fucking hard drive just ran out of space. I have two 2TB hard drives running in RAID, and fucking I've managed to fill those up with bullshit video and stuff. Like, God, I underestimate my hard drive so much. But yeah, I've switched to my external hard drive, so we're good. But as I was saying before we were so rudely interrupted, I like the variant of height, but it feels random right now. I need to fix this up. But I do like how this is working. Like, the effect this is giving is really cool, and they almost feel like, I don't know, like Chinese lanterns. Is that the name of those? I don't know. Like, they kind of like Oriental type lanterns that you'd see in like a Chinese restaurant. I don't know. I feel like something about the way I'm saying that is racist or something, but you know, just kind of like that sort of architectural style, you know? That's kind of how I feel like these look. But yeah, so I like that. I just feel like it would be cool if they were a little bit more detailed, and I need to organize them more, like which ones are going to be tall, which ones are going to be short. What was I talking about? Oh, streaming. So this summer, I have a lot of big plans for the channel and my Twitch channel, and I'm sorry I always end up talking about like channel-related stuff on this show. I'm going to try and get some other topics maybe. Like, I want to start actually coming up with topics beforehand instead of just rambling, because if I'm rambling, I'm usually just talking about whatever comes into my head, and I'm usually thinking about how, like, what I'm doing on the channel or something, seeing as I'm making a video for the channel. So that's what usually ends up happening. That's how that thought process kind of goes. But yeah, so this summer, I have a lot of big plans for the channel, lots more live action stuff, but then I'd also like to get back into Twitch quite a bit. Not going to do daily streams again, because I'm doing more stuff on YouTube, but I'm going to start getting back into streaming quite a bit more. Recently, I've been streaming once a week max. Usually it's less, actually. Well, not usually. Sometimes it's less. But yeah, over on Twitch, I stream sometimes, and I do really enjoy streaming, and that would kind of help me get back into just like commentating for long periods of time, which is, even if that's not the kind of video that I'm doing, that's like a useful skill to have, you know, just like in case I do end up making a video that relates to that. Or I think if I get better at commentating for long periods of time, it will help my short time commentary, you know. So I just want to work on commentary, make sure I stay up to par on that, and keep practicing. But yeah, streaming, gonna get back into that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And this summer, I'm really gonna put like all of my time into this channel. And actually, I have two other channels that I want to start. Well, not that I want to start. I have F6 Tech, of course. Well, maybe not, of course. A lot of people don't know about F6 Tech. That's a channel that I have not uploaded to in forever. I have three videos recorded for that channel. I just need to fucking edit them. Like, the editing for that channel is so much work. It's not even much more work than it is here. It's just not as fun editing, because here I get to goof around, but that channel is kind of professional, so there's not as much goofs and gaps in the editing, so it's not as much fun, so it's harder for me to do. But I'm going to start doing that channel more, working on it more, because I'll have more time. And then I also want to start a film channel. Oh, I got to work on lighting up here. Let's do that while we finish up this video. I also want to start like a like F6 Films or something. I don't know what it's going to be called or anything. But the plan is I would like to start a channel where I do movie reviews, film analysis, stuff like that. Because I've been watching a lot of movies and shit recently. Because as I mentioned earlier, nice burp. As I mentioned earlier, I want to go into directing, and I want to do shit with film. This stuff's fun to do. Shut up, phone. But yeah, so I want to start a film channel where I do a little bit on like movies and stuff, and I'm actually doing some work on like film analysis for school right now, and I might upload some of that stuff to YouTube. And I'm not doing it like boring school project style. That's not what I do. Like, even if it's something that I'm supposed to do boring school project style, I'll like get a lower grade on it so that I can have fun with it. That's one strategy I have for school, is I want to make shit actually enjoyable, because then I'm more likely to do it. Wow, I placed those randomly and it added up perfectly. Yeah, 2 wide gaps all the way across, and it lines up, and it looks pretty good too. That could be cool. Hanging lights from that, I'm gonna like that. I think I'm gonna like that a lot. But yeah, it's about time for us to end up this episode. I think we're over 20 minutes now. But a film review channel, not even a review channel, maybe it'll be like analysis, like, I don't know, looking at special effects and how movies do them. I had an idea for a series where I would talk about how they do special effects in movies and stuff. Not necessarily CG, because that's not as interesting, but like, and not necessarily old-timey effects like Star Wars, because actually Star Wars would be really fun to go through and figure out how they're doing all the effects and stuff, because back then it was rudimentary, like it was simple, or it's simple by today's standards, but still, for someone who doesn't know anything about film, some of that shit is still really complex how they're doing it. Like, compositing back then was basic compared to now, but for someone who doesn't understand compositing, that shit is like, holy shit, that's how they did that? That's so cool. At least for me, I care about that kind of stuff. But that's something I want to do. I want to get back to F6 Tech, and there's a lot more shit coming to this channel, and there's stuff going on Twitch, and it's just going to be a clusterfuck of me throwing content at you, okay? You hyped? You might be hyped, you're probably not hyped. Who knows? It's happening in either way. Nice words you got there. But yeah, hopefully you guys have all enjoyed this episode. Sorry I just ramble about channel related stuff. I know that's not as interesting as other topics a lot of times, and I will try and get into other topics. If there's anything you guys actually want me to discuss and like talk about, give my opinions on a little bit in the next episode, feel free to drop it down in the comments below, because the series is kind of just like rambly, me talking directly to you guys. So if there's a topic that you're interested in that you'd like to hear my thoughts on or whatever, my totally uninformed rambly thoughts, then let me know. But yeah, leave a comment about how you feel about the new content and how I'm gonna try and change stuff up. If you really like any of my ideas, any of my like new series ideas and stuff that I had, let me know. If you dislike any of them, please do definitely let me know. And yeah, be sure to drop a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios! What the fuck am I doing? Why did I randomly start humming? This wall looks really weird from the outside. Badoo badoo.